found a file that I shot like 6 months ago. And I shelved it because I was like, I rushed it. It was all over the place. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to put it out there because it was,
not perfect.
Not perfect. It was like little baby trash.
It was like little boo boo.
So like the thing is, I didn't shoot enough video for it to go.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Instead of just thinking about, well, maybe I can put fillers in here.
Well, you're like a super director minded.
Right.
That's why I was like, actually, I was like, you can't just let a video end. Like, there's always has to be like an end screen.
Yes, it does. Like. What's up, creators? It's your boy Percy Robinson, and to the right of me is
your boy Killer Cam, Coach Cam, man with the plan. Wham bam, thank you, Cam.
There we go. We'll have much more
I did it.
Episodes. Yeah, I mean you nailed all of them. So I mean it's been a minute, Cam. Like, we've been pretty busy.
We've been hella busy.
Changes have been made.
Changes are made.
So I don't want to talk about it on this podcast, but we can talk about it on the
L3.
On the L3,
it's time.
Give the announcement. You know what I mean? But I am excited about the changes.
No.
But yeah, I'm very, very excited about the changes. So I don't know about you, but
I'm always excited.
Okay, there we go. But enough of the small talk, chit chat. I know these people want to get into what we're about to talk about. So the subject of this podcast is don't let perfection or perfectionism.
Yeah, either one. Yeah.
Hinder you from creating content. Or
contacts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just don't be creepy.
Yeah. Don't be creepy. When we first talked about this, it kind of felt personal for me because I'm in that realm.
You're fucking triggered.
Yeah, it's like I'm so triggered. I'm so triggered. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go to the AA meeting and be like, "Hi, I'm Percy Robinson, and I am a perfectionist."
Yep.
And that hinders me from creating content.
Yeah.
Because I want to be better than everybody.
Yeah.
But that's
as you should want to be.
Yes, as you should want to be.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Cam?
I fall into that category too. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I'm obviously like, I be throwing shit up there sometimes, and funny enough, it does well. Like, that video I did with my hair peacocked in my kitchen, just talking about how like people don't respect your values because you don't like follow your own values, and they notice that is like one of my top videos right now, which is funny. It's my least produced video ever. And so all I did was cut out the ums and like the little in like the blank spaces. But that being said, we have a studio, so many a times like I won't put out content strictly because I'm like, oh, I want to do it in the studio.
Right.
And it maybe not even be perfectionism, but I have such an abundance of content. It's like I want to produce like a nice piece of content, but I'm overwhelmed.
Okay, so be honest. How much content do you have on your phone or files that you haven't posted because of your perfectionism?
Terabytes.
Yeah, me too.
That's easy. I mean, and the other part of it too is like there's all these things that like you have to think about nowadays, right? So for instance, I have all this footage from like when I went to Guam, but I'm like, oh, if I post more than like 4 or 5 things of me in Guam, now it just looks like ridiculous. But so that stops me, right? Instead of me being like, well, if I produce 30 pieces of content and then just schedule them out throughout the year with the message, then it's fine. Then it's not like overly saturated of like,
Right.
I'm in Guam. So that is something that is, I've already kind of like chat GPT'd as far as like how can I repurpose all this content that I have? And it like, not only did it give me an organization strategy, but it also gave me like a, before and after, like a lesson you learned then, or like just in general, like this was a good trip, so yeah.
So I'm glad you said that because I have about a terabyte worth of content that I haven't released. And it brings me up to this point. So me and Cam were like transferring files back and forth, and I was trying to get organized with my files, and I found a file that I shot like 6 months ago, and I shelved it because I was like, I rushed it. It was all over the place. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to put it out there because it was,
Not perfect.
Not perfect. It was like little baby trash,
It was like little boo-boo.
Little boo-boo. So like the thing is I didn't shoot enough video for it to go.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Instead of just thinking about, well, maybe I can put fillers in here.
Yeah, well, you're like a super director-minded.
Right.
That's why I was like, Ashley, I was like, you can't just let a video end. Like, there's always has to be like an end screen.
Yes, it does. like I want to give that, that boom, afterwards, or just something that like, people can digest. But I ended up making a video. It's a video I showed you where like with the guava.
Oh yeah, where it almost broke your juicer.
Exactly.
By the way, don't try and
don't
juice guava
in your juicer. You will break it. You will break it. Luckily, I was working with the baby ones, but even those fuckers
they
were
will suck you out, bro.
They were relentless, bro. So with that being said, like I shot an end part of it to where like I gave my, my opinion on it, but it was the beginning that I was struggling with, right? So I got all of the pieces. I pieced everything together, and then I used like some of the photos I shot. And this is something new. Like I never use stills for like my videos. But it turned out fire, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the music, I changed up the music to make it look quirky but fun, but like confusing. You know what I mean? I was confused at the moment. So like all that played a part.
Yeah.
So I say that to say this. All that old content that you have, go over it and see if you can piece together something so you can make something great. Motion arrays are a really good website you can use to put, different overlays or videos in there, right?
Yeah. This is not sponsored by Motion Arrays.
It's not
yet.
And since it's not sponsored, I'm gonna talk about story blocks. It's another thing.
Also not sponsored.
Also not sponsored yet. Those are great things to where you can put those fillers in and like complete the video.
Yeah, those have been like pretty paramount. I mean, crap, we've built in like client videos using a lot of B-roll. Like they're like, I don't have time, but this is what I'd like. And we're like, as long as you're okay with your voice or not your voice and not your people or you, we can make it happen. And some pretty like bangers.
Actually, the video I did for L3 Media though.
Yes, the first commercial.
Part?
The first, I mean, there's a lot of in there that's like B-roll, but it's like perfect.
Yeah.
And like,
even though we had like footage of us doing stuff, like the beginning was just like, okay, you know what I mean? It was just like, I like to start off with the voice and what the person's talking about, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, well, let me piece all this together now.
For sure.
And then I'll put another layer over it and then another layer over it. But, I can go on the tangent. But let's talk about the whole, like, posting your content and stop being paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
I see it all the time with Instagram and even YouTube,
Yeah.
More YouTube because I think people are afraid of long form content.
Long form is like, Well, yeah, because if you think about it, like produce a 1.5 minute video or produce a 10-minute video,
It's a big difference.
there's a huge difference. And then just like to keep people's like attention, right? You know, I know that I watch stuff on YouTube and I'm just and I like some stuff I watch, it'll be 30 minutes long. I'll watch it, listen to it. Other things I'm like, I just want to skip to the part that I wanted to like know more about, right? But man, there's such an ROI if people are willing to watch even 50% of your video.
Oh yeah, it's a huge.
Like on YouTube, like, and like even your what is it? OMG Adrian was saying that funny enough, his longer content on Instagram actually ended up being better than his short form.
Mm-hmm.
Like views and time wise. And so now he's creating more 2 to 3 minute videos rather than the quick ones that he was before.
Right. But there's a science behind it too. Like you can't just, let's say you're at an event or you're going to an event. I understand you're excited about it. You know, you want to go, but plan out like in your head, like how you want this video to go. Cause that's where it starts. It doesn't start at the editing table.
Yeah. That's what I have a problem with.
Okay.
I just shoot the hell out of everything.
Right.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna piece this shit together. So that's something where like I am working on getting better as far as, you know, like, so we go to Podcast Summit next week. And that's where I'm like, what shots do I absolutely need to get so I can piece together like some fire, you know, especially because we have like the all access pass. So like so like one of the ideas that Glenn and I talked about when he was here the other day was, you know, we're going to be in David Shan's studio twice. There's like the first night that we get there, there's like a meet and greet for VIP people. And then the last day of the event, there's a dinner for like the VIP folks, right? And I said, bro, we have to get at least 2 people to record with us, like sitting in David Shan's studio, if he has it open. Even if he doesn't, I'd be like, look, bro, I'll pay you like $200 right now. Just like, let me go sit down. I'm gonna bring my Osmo and 2 mics, and make it happen, and like get the perfectionism out the mind. Just like get it. That's you know, and then it comes like little like dope, like a micro podcast for L3, like that we can, you know, say we did in David Shan's studio.
No, I think that's great. I think like most people make the mistake is the excitement of it, right?
For sure.
They're like, they get so like, you know,
the experience.
Yeah, the whole experience. They're like, yeah, I'm going down the road and, you know, I'm going to this event. Oh, look, a butterfly.
Walking my way downtown.
Yeah, walking fast. But it's like they're, you could tell like with their shots, like that little spin shot, they're going like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you can't see shit because you have that blur. And I know it's shot in 24.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How dare you shoot that fast shot in 24?
Exactly. I can tell. Like
I feel like such a snob now when I'm doing stuff on my phone. I pull up, like, I don't even use the normal camera app anymore. I use like the Black Magic app, and like I make sure the frames per second is
you
right.
You stop hanging out with me, bro.
No, it's good. I mean, it comes. I mean, the videos that I took in Korea came out dope.
Yeah, those were fire, bro.
I know. You're like, I see you.
Yeah, I was like, you coming for me, bro?
Don't teach me once.
Yeah. I don't care. You know what I mean? As long as
long
as the person that's shooting with me is just as fire, I don't care.
There you go.
You know. But yeah, it's the shooting process first.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's take the time and be like, all right. You know what helps me is I have a song in my mind of what I'm going to use. So that's something that I've heard a lot is people pick out the song before they even shoot. Yeah. And honestly, I have that. So what I have I thought about that today, funny enough, on the way here, was I have a Spotify playlist of so like songs that I want to use for social media clips. Mm-hmm. And that's super funny you said that, because I literally was like, I'm going to pick out the songs that I'm going to create content to while I'm in Atlanta. So that is fast. Yeah. So like I want to have the song already ready. I want to have I want to know the shots that I want to get. Like I'm already thinking in my mind right now, like I got to get a shot of people fucking standing up and clapping or something. Like, you know, and get that, like that slide through, you know what I'm saying? I have to try and get a shot down the aisle of like the stage. Yeah. Get that wide shot.
Get
you have
that-
that leading line going.
Yep, get those leading lines, you know. Yeah.
Maybe add a little movement to it. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to decide what I want to bring with me, because obviously I don't want to bring too much, but I would be dumb not to bring like at least one, or not like one camera.
If I were you,
Mm-hmm.
I would bring my Sony
Mm-hmm.
that has an adjustable lens. Just use that adjustable
That's
lens.
yeah.
So you can get that wide, you can
Mm-hmm.
get that mid, you can get that close. You know what I mean? Boom. That's all you need,
Yep.
right? So everything, and then maybe like, put your Osmo on top of it or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you want to kit it out, you can. But don't be that guy be like with the whole big screen.
No. It'll be super like low
Yeah.
key. It'll be it'll be like a camera, a handle, and like the Osmo probably, like, and that'll be it.
Yeah, just keep
I
it.
ain't trying to go like too crazy.
I mean, you could, but
Nah, there's no point. I'm not trying to carry that shit around all day anyway.
yeah, because you got to think about. I still want to enjoy the event.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be like,
For sure.
like the girl in the meeting. She was like, "Can I like get some of your videographers to shoot my stuff or borrow your?" I'm like, "You want to borrow someone's camera?"
Who said that?
It was the meeting that you had that I was like ear hustling on.
That who had? Or yeah. I guess that's very particular.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bust.
No,
him
yeah.
around,
Okay. But someone's talking about having the camp.
Well,
borrowing
they asked Dave Chan about like,
Oh, yeah.
and my eyes open like,
Oh, yeah. The girl who asked about borrowing the Osmo.
right.
It's like, no.
Like, where do they do that at?
For facts.
Like, I wouldn't give my camera off to no one. Like,
Well, here's the thing: it's like you can rent my Osmo, but your deposit is going to be the 100% price of the Osmo,
right.
and then you can have it back minus the rental fee once I have my property returned.
Exactly, and that's after me.
And
doing
it's
a
been
full
function.
inspection.
Yeah, after it's been function tested.
I just don't trust people with that either, because like people, when
People
they're
like
not
that.
using their own shit and they're
Yeah.
using someone else's stuff,
Yeah.
they will fuck it up.
For sure. Which brings up another point with the whole like perfectionism, right? Is like, so I've been trying to get more into like educating myself what I'm like, instead of just like listening to music. So like I worked out this morning, and like while I was on the rower, I was, have you heard of Masterclass?
Yeah.
So I have a subscription to Masterclass, and I used to watch it a lot. And so that's how a lot of times, like a lot of the, like kind of the business acumen, I've learned like a lot of that from watching like Mark Cuban and like taking the courses from the people on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyways, I forgot his name right now, but he's the like the black dude tech guy, has been doing YouTube for like a really long time. He's kind of a skinnier guy, but he has a course on there about how he came up from like using a little pocket cam to now he's using cinema cameras and all that, right? And that expression keeps being brought up, is the best camera to use is the one you have with you.
Right.
And so that's another thing that stops a lot of people is, although we enjoy having cameras and there's a lot of things you can do with them that you cannot do with your phone.
Exactly.
If you're just trying to get started, bro, like your phone is so powerful. Like,
Very.
and I think that stops a lot of people too, is, they think that they have to have all the bells and whistles, and it's like, you don't necessarily have to have that. Like I tell people when it comes to the studio, of course it's in my best interest for you to think that you need to have all these cameras, but you don't necessarily need them. But what a lot of people don't realize is you need less equipment and more of someone to help you strategize. And that's something you can do by yourself, but most people can't.
No.
Because they don't have the patience. Right. And so like that's in my opinion, that's really where the studio becomes most valuable, is because of our experience on how to execute.
Well, it's that, and it's just, going at it by yourself is a trial and error. You're like,
Yeah.
like if I go hard in this, and then 6 months later,
Yeah.
like nothing, you know what I mean? Instead of like having like a true strategy.
For sure.
Also, using your phone is like the best thing that you can do. However,
Comma.
Knowing how to use it
Correct. Yeah.
is another thing. Like, if, let's say, like, I get a beginner to use their phone and I'll use my phone to shoot, my shit's gonna look like 100% better than the beginners because I know how to shape light and everything. A lot of it is shaping light.
It really is like light. Like, people think it's the camera, and that makes a difference once your lighting is like fire.
Yeah.
But like, if you figure out lighting, yo, you can make some really cool content.
For real. Or if you're outside, like if you're an outside shooter, invest in an ND filter for your phone.
Yeah. That's another reason I wanted to upgrade my phone.
Yeah.
Because I want to get, so my next upgrade, which will be years, I'm gonna hold off, is get the newer iPhone, whatever it is at that time, because it can shoot log.
Right.
But get the B script so I can put the ND filters on it.
You can still do it. You can still put ND filters on an older phone.
I know they have like the things that like clamp over it.
Yeah. No. You can get like a case for it. And then it'll snap an ND filter on it.
Oh.
Like any type of ND filter, and it'll look super dope. But you also have to keep your lens clean. Like, seriously.
Wipe that shit.
For real. Like, I was going like down the rabbit hole of like Instagram.
I have noticed our clients are starting to like wipe their lenses whenever they ask us to take pictures and stuff. They're like, "Can you take a picture?" They'll be like,
it's like, "Oh, you're listening."
Yeah. I see you.
They see me like,
yep. Wipe that shit.
Yeah. So clean the lens, because like, especially like if you're like, trying to take pictures of products for your business.
Yeah.
Like, all that makes sense. Like, your digital aesthetic should look just as good as your physical aesthetic whenever you are, promoting your business.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Add that with consistency, engagement, strategy. Like, these are all the things that you need to, put yourself out to the world.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something like this morning.
You was thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking. I've been thinking about it, because remember when you called me or what you up to? I'm like, just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So it's here's how it happened. When I talk to people about in functions or whatever, I'll like gather that information and I'll just put it off, in a folder in my head somewhere, and then it'll pop up. You know what I mean?
When you find it 6 months later?
Yeah, and I find it 6 months later. But what stood out to me is visibility. Like, people don't know how to be visible in this new age of content creation. You know what I mean? Like, you can easily be like lost in the weeds with everyone posting 2-3 times a day.
For sure.
Right? But what makes you stand out the most?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you want to stand out? What steps are you going to take to stand out?
Yeah.
There's some people we talk to, and they're like, "Dude, I just want you to shoot the content," and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll just come up with the information or whatever.
Yep.
We can help you with that as well.
For sure.
But they just want us to shoot the content and, create this package for them.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind it. I love it. I live for that shit. But there's other people that, they think they can figure out for themselves. And it shows on their content.
Yeah.
So
you already talked about in one instance where, in my opinion, it sounds like you feel as though like you failed yourself not posting that content and then corrected
100%.
it later. What's like another big example that you can think of?
As far as like
what's something where like I could have posted this, but I didn't, and it was a waste. That you like put like work into, and then was like, nah.
I mean, I've shot episodes where like I get through the whole thing and the audio's just fucked up.
Like how bad? Be honest, like how bad?
As much as I notice, like, so I'm my biggest critic.
Yeah.
I am the hugest critic.
Yeah.
And if I find something small where only I would notice, and this is what I talk to clients for, and I go through the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed if you sit down with a client and they're like, yo, I noticed there was just this little flyaway. I was like, I didn't notice a fucking thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? That's all in your head. You know, like that's all in your head. Like something minute, something small.
Yeah.
And it'll keep you from posting it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think that everyone else is going to be like, oh my God, like, did you see that flyaway?
Yeah.
Like most people, when they're looking at content, like they're flying through it like this.
They really are.
They're not worried about like.
And half the time they don't even listen to it.
Yeah, pretty much.
70% of the time.
Pretty much.
So we're gonna post that video?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We definitely.
He's gonna promise you guys.
Yes, we're gonna post that video. That's why, like, and I know I say that because earlier we were going through like the videos and we're like, let's post it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, we're just at the age where like I just don't want to.
Because that's time.
Yeah, it's time.
Trust me, we've had episodes that are worse than the one that we recorded, and I'd be like, post it.
Yeah.
Put a little disclaimer in there that says the audio. So for those of you that may not know, if you haven't watched the episodes before this, you will notice that my mic is not that great. And it's because we had a client come in. We had to change the settings on the microphone. We didn't do a proper microphone check because we're the producers, and that's just what happens when the producers are then the ones that are recording. Is there's no one sitting on the sticks to check. Exactly. And so, you know, we recorded 2 episodes. They were great. That's why we're going to post them, because at the end of the day, like, you know, it's 2025. We were able to recover 90% of the audio, and it's just like that we're real people. Nothing's perfect, but that's how it's supposed to be. Like, it's like, yo, just like get it out there. Like, I'll tell you what, like someone that I was watching someone's content, and like consistently I kept seeing them post videos where like their the gain for their camera, whatever they were using, was like abysmal. Like, it sounded like they were screaming into their mic. Oh. And they eventually fixed it because I hadn't talked to them like, but I had planned on saying something like, hey, we need to like look at your settings, like, so I can help your mic game. But, you know, like 90% of people probably, you know, they're like, oh, she's loud, but like they don't know any better. Yeah. They're just like, oh, she's yelling because it's loud outside.
Well, that goes to another thing with as far as sound that I seen this morning. Remember when I said, like, you know, I was going through like some people's Instagram, and I'm like, wow. There was one that kind of particularly that bothered me. I'm not going to mention anyone's name.
Fucking triggered.
Not really bothered me, but I was really tempted to just send a message.
Yeah, that's got to be like a segment we do.
Yeah.
Like a trigger alert.
Yeah. Woo! No, but it was to the point where I wanted to send this person like a message, not like a disrespectful message, but like a big brother message.
It's
like, hey, look, you know what I mean? So, I mean, the video was cool and like what they were saying, but I could barely hear what they were saying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because the music was too loud. Some people won't recognize it.
Yeah, they'll just be like, oh, listen, yeah, it was a cool song.
It was a cool song, I'm jamming, but they didn't really get your message.
Yeah. And well, you gotta think too, is like I said, is people also like listen to things on mute. So as long as you got captions, you know. I
mean, that music was so loud. I don't even know if you can.
The captions could even pick it up.
Captions will pick it up. Because I was just like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I get the.
Was it background music or was it the music they added?
The music they added.
Oh, well, so then the captions will pull it off the actual video.
No. So they added the music, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
I get it.
Yeah. So the captions will still be fine.
If it was background music, I can understand it. Like, okay, like you're in a loud environment or whatever.
Yeah, but we listen to like. So me, I actually like for the most part listen to Instagram. Like when I'm scrolling through it, I'll turn it. Well, correction, I'll mute it, and if I like a video, I turn, or like if I am interested, then I'll turn the sound on. But like, I know people who never turn the sound on. Like if there's captions, like they're just like and I'm like, I turn the sound. I'm like, this is so much funnier with the actual sound on. Like, you're missing out. on a whole element, bro.
I need sound. Like, I gotta hear it, I gotta see it, I gotta feel it. You know what I
I gotta
mean?
smell it.
I gotta smell it. You know? Pause. Some videos I definitely don't want to smell.
No, you're right. You're right. But that, yeah. I mean, so like, I thought it was good for us to kind of touch on that real quick, especially seeing as like, you know, we have a studio, we have access to a lot of equipment, and you know, once again, it's like, just because we do this and just because we have access to all these things doesn't mean that like we don't struggle with some of the same things that you guys struggle with, right? And it's all about just like executing, but then also, you know, partnering or collaborating with people who can help you to do those things.
Exactly.
Like, that's a big thing too, is like, you know, surround yourself with people who will challenge you.
No, that you're 100%. Like, you know, if you're not around people that don't challenge you, how are you going to grow?
Yeah,
If you're not making mistakes, you know, through the journey, how are you going to grow?
for sure.
You know, so like,
We become so risk averse these days.
yeah,
Like, I be telling people all the time, is like, I'll give people stuff and just see what happens. And they're like, oh, like, how could, especially even with the business sometimes, they'd be like, oh, why'd you do that? I'm like, cause how else is that person going to learn? And who am I to just assume that they might not do it right the first time?
no, for real. Trial by fire.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a big proponent of that.
Me too. I mean, I grew up with that mentality.
For sure.
I was 8 years old at the racquetball club in Vacaville. And, you know, my sister and her friend were in the deep end swimming.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know how to swim at the time. Right? I think I told you this story, but, you know, I mean, this may be considered child abuse, but you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. But my dad, you know what I mean? Like, he was tired of me, like, sitting around crying and pouting because, you know, I couldn't go in the deep end.
They were swimming, yeah.
Yeah, they were swimming. So I learned
your ass in.
Yeah, I learned a man lesson that day. He was like, sink or swim.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that day, I learned how to do the little egg beater, the doggy battle.
There you go, though. But now
yeah, it's like I know nowadays, like, people are like, oh my God, you threw your kid in the pool. We're just so soft.
No, we're so soft now.
Yeah, soft now.
That's how it be, man.
But I learned a lesson. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's how it should be with your content.
Yeah, that's
just
how,
like, trial by fire and figure out what people want. Like I said, the video I did in the kitchen on a whim did better than the stuff that I spent an hour on. Bro,
I have that same thing. Like, I will have one of the, in my eyes, it's the trash video that I've done, and I posted it, 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
this is bullshit.
I'm like, bro, like, am I missing something?
Nah.
So
there's a time and a place for every piece of content, right? Yeah. And if you're lucky enough to post a piece at the right time, then it works out. And at the end of the day, you know, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about reposting old content.
Oh, I do it all the time.
I was about to say, yeah. I mean, I would have never known that video you made was old.
Man, I repost.
I thought you just redid that.
I repost content when I was big. They were like, bro, I just seen you the other day. You ain't that big no more.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Yeah. So, like, that's another thing, like, you know, before we get off, is like, that's something with me too, right? Is like my hair, not necessarily the color, but like the cut that I've had is, you know, has changed over the last 2 years. Like, it was like, it was short, and then it was gelled, and then it was longer, and then I got short. Like, it's like, so I'm always like, oh, I'm going to post this thing and people are going to know it's old. But I gotta, like, get over that.
Yeah, like, people don't
even like, and if anything, it might even make them engage. Like, oh, you cut your hair?
Yeah, like, no,
that shit's old.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. But anyways, I think we've talked enough. Is there anything else you want to talk about as we close, or?
No, I think that's good. I don't want to bore you guys with too much longer. We try and be very mindful of your time, you know, and ours. So
shit to do.
Something to keep on your guys' radar, though, is we are coming up with something to bring to you guys with our knowledge and our quirkiness and our expertise when it comes to more access to information that we have, right? So by the time this airs, it ain't gonna be out yet.
Exactly.
But we're working on something. Because we know that this is a valuable place, but we also know that there's a more structured place that can also be a lot more valuable, especially to like a community of people.
And then we also have an event coming out on the 23rd.
The 23rd of August.
If you're in the Solano County area.
Yep. Well, if you're in Northern California,
yeah, I'll just
slide through, Doc. The August 23rd, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll be having a Creators in Motion event here at the studio. So hit us up on Instagram, either at, well, I guess your name's going to change here soon, but L3 Media, and then probably Percy in Motion. We'll see.
Probably. I mean, we'll see.
We'll see what happens. But either way,
right now.
Look us up, and you guys will see the flyer. And then, but yeah, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and come out, man. Learn some stuff. Be around people that are like-minded.
Like network, bro.
And network, so you can hit them collabs up. You know, cross-pollinate. You know, learn some shit from the OGs.
From the OGs.
So yeah. You definitely do not want to miss this event. But anyways. With all that being said, I want to take the time and thank each and every one of you guys for taking the time and watching this video right here. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but today you decided to be right here with us. And for that, we thank you. And in the meantime, and between time, holla at ya, boys.
Peace.